Libra. 12 opportunities that appear when you choose yourself. Something extraordinary happens when a Libra finally decides to put themselves first. It is not a dramatic explosion or a sudden rupture. It is more like the slow opening of a door that has been locked for decades. Behind that door are opportunities you never knew existed, possibilities that could not reach you, while you were busy pouring yourself into everyone else. And the irony, the beautiful, painful irony, is that these opportunities were always there. They were waiting in the wings of your life, patient and persistent, but they could not enter a house that had no room left inside it. Today we are going to explore 12 of those opportunities. 12 gifts that the universe has been holding for you, ready to deliver the moment you choose yourself. Opportunity 1. The first opportunity that appears when you choose yourself is the chance to discover what you actually enjoy. This may sound surprising because surely you know what you like by now. But do you? Really? When you look honestly at your hobbies, your routines, your daily pleasures, how many of them are truly yours, and how many were adopted because they aligned with someone else's preferences? Libra has a remarkable ability to absorb the tastes and interests of those around them. You listen to music that your partner loves. You watch shows that your friends recommend. You eat at restaurants that others suggest. You pursue activities that fit neatly into the social fabric of your relationships. And over time, those borrowed preferences start to feel like your own, until you can no longer tell the difference between what you genuinely love and what you have simply grown accustomed to. Choosing yourself means peeling back those layers and asking the uncomfortable question: if no one else's opinion mattered, what would I choose? What would I read? What would I watch? What would I listen to? What would I spend my Saturday mornings doing? The answers might surprise you. You might discover passions that have been buried for years, interests that you dismissed because they did not match the image others had of you, creative impulses that you silenced because they seemed impractical or strange. This rediscovery is not frivolous. It is essential, because a life built on borrowed preferences is a life lived for someone else, and you have done enough of that to last several lifetimes. Opportunity 2. The second opportunity is the emergence of boundaries that actually hold. For most of your life, your boundaries have been more like suggestions than walls. You set them with the best of intentions, but the moment someone pushed back, the moment discomfort arrived, the moment guilt whispered that you were being unreasonable, you folded. Your boundaries became flexible, negotiable, and eventually invisible. But when you choose yourself, something changes in the foundation of those boundaries. They are no longer built on the shaky ground of wanting to be nice. They are built on the solid bedrock of knowing your own worth. And boundaries built on self-worth do not crumble at the first sign of resistance. They hold. Not because you have become rigid or unyielding, but because you have finally understood that protecting your energy is not optional. It is vital. The opportunity here is the experience of living inside firm boundaries for perhaps the first time in your life. It is the experience of saying no and feeling it settle into truth rather than dissolving into apology. It is the experience of being tested and holding steady, not with anger, but with calm, unshakable certainty. This is new territory for you, Libra, and it changes everything about how you move through the world. Opportunity 3. The third opportunity is attracting people who love you for who you actually are, not for what you provide. When you are a people pleaser, you attract people who need a people pleaser. That is not a coincidence. It is a pattern. The dynamic is self-reinforcing. You give, they take, and the relationship functions smoothly as long as you never stop giving. But the moment you do stop, the moment you pull back and say, "I need something too," the cracks begin to show. And you discover that some of the people you thought loved you were actually just comfortable with the arrangement. Choosing yourself disrupts this pattern in the most healing way possible. It changes the signal you send out into the world. Instead of broadcasting, "I am here to serve," you begin broadcasting, "I am here to connect." And the people who respond to that signal are fundamentally different from the ones who came before. They are people who value mutuality, who understand reciprocity, who see you as a partner rather than a resource. They are people who do not need you to shrink in order to feel comfortable, who do not require your constant accommodation to stay engaged. These new connections may feel unfamiliar at first, even uncomfortable, because you are not used to being loved without conditions. But lean into that unfamiliarity. It is the feeling of being seen, truly seen for the first time. Opportunity 4. The fourth opportunity is access to a kind of rest you have never experienced. Not the guilty, stolen rest of a few minutes between obligations, but deep, nourishing, guilt-free rest. The kind of rest where your mind is quiet because it is not calculating who needs what, where your body is soft because it is not bracing for the next demand, where your spirit is at ease because it is not performing for an audience. This kind of rest becomes available only when you choose yourself, because as long as you are oriented toward others, your system is always on alert. It is always scanning, always anticipating, always preparing. And a system that is always on alert cannot truly rest, no matter how many hours it spends in bed. When you choose yourself, you give your nervous system permission to stand down. You tell it, through your actions rather than your words, that you are safe, that you are not responsible for everyone else's emotions, that it is okay to let your guard down. And your body responds. It softens. It releases tension you did not even know you were carrying. It drops into a state of peace that feels almost foreign, because you have been running for so long that stillness feels strange. But that strangeness is not a warning. It is an invitation. An invitation to rest in a way you have earned many times over. Opportunity 5. The fifth opportunity is the rediscovery of your creative voice. Libra is ruled by a planet associated with beauty, art, and aesthetic expression. Creativity is not just something you do. It is something you are. But people-pleasing has a way of silencing creative voices because creativity requires risk, and risk might lead to disapproval, and disapproval is the thing you have spent your whole life trying to avoid. So you played it safe. You kept your art conventional. You kept your ideas mainstream. You kept your expression within the boundaries of what others would find acceptable, and in doing so, you muted the most vibrant parts of your nature. When you choose yourself, that muting begins to reverse. You start to paint what you actually see, not what you think others want to see. You start to write what you actually feel, not what you think others want to hear. You start to create from a place of truth rather than a place of performance, and the results are staggering. Not because the output is necessarily more polished, but because it is more alive. It vibrates with an authenticity that touches people in ways your safe, acceptable art never could. The irony is beautiful. The moment you stop creating for others is the moment your creations begin to truly resonate with others. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Opportunity 6. The sixth opportunity is a new relationship with time. When you are focused on pleasing others, your time belongs to everyone but you. Your calendar is filled with commitments that were accepted out of obligation. Your days are structured around other people's needs and schedules. Your free time is not actually free. It is on standby waiting for someone to claim it. But when you choose yourself, you begin to reclaim your hours. You look at your calendar and start asking, does this serve me? Not in a selfish, calculating way, but in an honest, life-affirming way. Does this meeting nourish me? Does this commitment align with my values? Does this obligation bring me closer to the person I want to become? Or does it pull me further away? The answers to those questions reshape your entire relationship with time. You start to experience hours that are truly your own. Hours where you are not performing, accommodating, or managing someone else's experience. And in those hours, you discover something remarkable. Time moves differently when it belongs to you. It expands. It slows. It becomes rich and full and textured in ways you never noticed when you were rushing through it trying to meet everyone else's deadlines. This new relationship with time is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the foundation upon which a meaningful life is built. Opportunity 7. The seventh opportunity is the healing of your relationship with decision-making. Libra's famous indecisiveness is not really about an inability to choose. It is about the fear that your choice will disappoint someone. When every decision is filtered through the question, what will they think? The process becomes agonizing because you are not just weighing the options, you are weighing every possible reaction from every possible person. But when you choose yourself, the calculus changes. The question shifts from what will they think to what do I need? And suddenly decisions become simpler. Not easy, not effortless, but simpler because you are working with one set of criteria instead of dozens. You need something and you choose the option that best serves that need. Period. No focus groups, no opinion polls, No agonizing surveys of every person in your life. Just you, your needs, and the choice that honors them. This newfound decisiveness does not make you careless or impulsive. It makes you grounded. It makes you trustworthy because people know that when you make a decision, it comes from a place of genuine conviction rather than a place of desperate people-pleasing. And most importantly, it makes you feel like yourself, because there is nothing more disorienting than a life built on decisions you did not actually want to make. Opportunity 8. The eighth opportunity is the freedom to fail without catastrophizing. People-pleasers fear failure not because of what failure means for them, but because of what failure means for their image. If you fail, people might be disappointed. If you fall short, people might lose faith. If you make a mistake, people might see you as less competent, less capable, less worthy of their time and attention. And so you avoid risk. You stay in your lane. You do what is expected and nothing more. Because exceeding expectations carries the risk of spectacular public failure. And that is something your nervous system simply cannot tolerate. But when you choose yourself, failure loses its existential weight. It becomes what it always should have been. Information. A failed attempt tells you something. A wrong turn teaches you something. A mistake reveals something about your process, your assumptions, your approach that you could not have learned any other way. When you are no longer performing for an audience, failure becomes a private conversation between you and your growth, rather than a public humiliation. And that privacy, that freedom to stumble without witnesses, to fall and get up without explaining yourself, to learn without being graded, is one of the most liberating experiences of your entire life. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Opportunity 9. The ninth opportunity is the emergence of genuine confidence. Not the performed confidence of someone who knows how to appear composed, but the real bone-deep confidence of someone who trusts their own judgment. Libra can be extraordinarily skilled at appearing confident while feeling deeply uncertain underneath. You know how to stand tall, how to speak clearly, how to project an image of calm authority, even when your inner world is in turmoil. But that performed confidence is exhausting to maintain because it requires constant vigilance. You are always monitoring how you are being perceived, always adjusting your presentation to match what you think the audience wants to see. When you choose yourself, a different kind of confidence begins to emerge. It is quieter than the performed version, less flashy, less immediately impressive, but it is infinitely more stable. It does not waver when someone criticizes you. It does not crumble when you make a mistake. It does not depend on external validation to sustain itself. This confidence is rooted in self-knowledge rather than social performance. It comes from knowing who you are, what you value, what you will and will not accept, and trusting all of that even when others disagree. It comes from having walked through the fire of choosing yourself and discovering that you did not burn. You survived. You are surviving. And that survival, that resilience, that willingness to keep choosing yourself despite the discomfort, that is the foundation of the truest confidence you will ever know. Opportunity 10. The 10th opportunity is the ability to love others more purely. This may seem paradoxical. How can choosing yourself lead to better love for others? But the truth is that people-pleasing is not the same as love. It looks like love, it feels like love from the outside, but it is actually a transaction. I will give you what you want, and in return you will give me approval, acceptance, and security. Real love does not operate on transactions. Real love gives freely, not because it expects something in return, but because giving is its nature. And you cannot give freely when you are depleted. You cannot love purely when every act of generosity is secretly motivated by the need for validation. When you choose yourself first, when you fill your own cup before pouring into others, the love you offer transforms. It becomes lighter, more joyful, more genuine. It comes without strings attached, without hidden agendas, without the subtle resentment that accumulates when you give more than you have. And the people who receive this love can feel the difference. They can sense that your kindness is no longer a strategy but a gift, freely offered and freely given. That is the love Libra was born to create. And it can only emerge when you stop sacrificing yourself in the name of something you mistakenly called love. Opportunity 11. The 11th opportunity is the discovery of what you are truly capable of when you stop holding yourself back. You have been operating at a fraction of your potential, Libra, and you might not even realize it. Every time you held back an opinion to avoid conflict, you held back a piece of your intelligence. Every time you dimmed your light to make someone else comfortable, you hid a piece of your brilliance. Every time you chose the safe path because the bold path might upset someone, you denied yourself the chance to see what you are truly made of. When you choose yourself, those restraints begin to fall away. You speak your mind and discover that your ideas are not just valid but visionary. You take the bold path and discover that you are braver than you ever imagined. You step into the spotlight and discover that your light does not diminish anyone else's. It illuminates the entire room. The opportunity here is not just about achievement in the traditional sense. It is about becoming acquainted with the fullest version of yourself. It is about meeting the Libra you were always meant to be, before the world taught you to play small. And that meeting, Libra, is one of the most powerful moments of your entire life. Opportunity 12. The 12th and final opportunity is the chance to live a life that is truly, authentically, unmistakably yours. Not a life that was designed to please your parents, impress your peers, or satisfy society's expectations. A life that when you look at it, you recognize every single piece as something you chose with intention and love. A life where your home reflects your tastes, your work reflects your passions, your relationships reflect your values, and your daily existence reflects the person you have always been beneath the layers of accommodation. This is not a small opportunity. It is the opportunity of a lifetime, because most people go through their entire existence without ever asking themselves what they truly want, and even fewer have the courage to pursue the answer once they find it. But you are doing it, Libra. You are asking the question, and you are following wherever the answer leads. That takes a kind of bravery that the world rarely acknowledges, because it is not the loud, dramatic bravery of grand gestures. It is the quiet, persistent bravery of someone who wakes up every day and chooses to live on their own terms, even when the world makes it difficult. That is your opportunity. That is your inheritance. That is the gift that waits behind the door you are finally brave enough to open. And so, Libra, these 12 opportunities are not distant possibilities or vague promises. They are real, tangible, available, waiting for you to claim them by doing the simplest and hardest thing of all, choosing yourself. Not once, not in a single dramatic moment of rebellion, but daily, hourly, in every small decision and every quiet act of self-honoring. The world has benefited enormously from your generosity, your grace, your willingness to put others first. But now it is time for the world to benefit from your wholeness, and wholeness can only come when you include yourself in the circle of people you care for. You are not asking for too much. You are finally asking for enough. And that shift from too much to enough, from selfishness to self-respect, from guilt to grace, that shift is the beginning of everything. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.